I am a traveler. I love to travel. I've traveled to countries around the world. I've seen amazing things in each of the places I have visited. Because of my journeys, I have expanded my worldly knowledge and my understanding for different cultures. I am also a learner. I love to learn. I've been through the entire Ontario education system, and here I am, 5 years into my post-secondary education. I'm becoming a teacher to help my students learn to love learning too. It may seem surprising that one of my biggest lessons that I've learned as a teacher was found during my travels to a small Native community. Although it seems to be a world away, Saskatchewan is located just off the coast of James Bay in northern Ontario. My little sister and I traveled to Cache to visit my older sister so that we could help her in her grade 1-2 split class. Spending the week with these kiddies was definitely one of the most fantastic experiences of my life. But the things I saw and learned about this community in this short week are things I never have witnessed in my life before. None of the stories that my sister shared with me prior to our arrival could have lived up to what I saw with my own 2 eyes. Nothing she told me could have prepared me for the learning that was about to take place, nor did I expect this community to have such an impact on my idea of learning, of teaching, or on my life as a whole. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned the importance of making lessons fun, engaging, and having excellent classroom management skills. These kids were mostly children with a variety of learning disabilities. Many had fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and many came from abusive homes. The majority were beyond hyper, possibly due to the fact that candy is less expensive than real food in Saskatchewan. Most families' meals consisted of candy, chips, and pop. If these students became bored in class, there was no bringing the classroom back together to focus in learning. This meant having students moving around the classroom for different activities throughout the day was essential. This also meant breaking up the students into small groups, giving clear instructions for activities, and having interactive tools to make learning fun. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned the importance of building a strong community. Cache is so isolated from the rest of the country, from the rest of the province even. It is a flying community, which means that the people of Saskatchewan have to take a plane in and out of the community via Air Quebec unless it's winter and they can drive on the ice. In their community, there are no jobs available, and because of this, most kids drop out of school at very young ages. Seeing the negative aspects of the community becoming a weight on the children, the elders and the educated people of the community have set up programs to immerse Saskatchewan children back into Cree culture. Every year, students canoe to an uninhabited island across the bay to engage in traditional Cree activities led and performed by elders. These activities include plucking niskak, which are geese, skinning beaver, making bannock and Cree donuts, and dancing to traditional dances. It was so amazing to see how much fun the students had on Cree Day. It was such a positive experience for them that it's unfortunate to think that they don't have such positive experiences every single day in their community. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned the importance of learning. This community is one that is filled with many problems. It is a dry community, but people are found drunk and dead on the side of the dirt roads. There's contamination issues and plumbing problems. There's lots of abuse, and the list goes on and on and on. Many of the problems that this community faces could easily be fixed by members of the community. Education is not an essential element to the lives of the people, or so they think. Because of this, many do not complete high school, let alone go to college or university. There are no jobs in the community, and for this reason, people do not find education important. If they could look beyond their community, they would see just how important it is. If everybody in this community could recognize the importance of education, it could become a much more functioning and independent place for all of these people to live. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned that in a place where there is so much poverty, abuse of all kinds, and very little support from the outside world, there is so much beauty. There's so much potential. Look at these kids. They could do something. All they need are people who care enough to help guide them through the education process to help their community and themselves thrive. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned what it means to be a teacher. It means to love your students as if they were your own. It means to take away the problems your students may face at home. Educate your students so that they may have a happy present and a healthy future. It was in Saskatchewan that I learned there will be no better place for me than in a classroom.